Hello everybody, welcome back to the workshop. So in this video, we are going to be using the Flypress here to crush some pipe and make some candle holders out of it. So I really hope you guys will enjoy this video and that you'll stick around till the end of it and watch how these puppies come out. So real quick to go over some measurements, I'm using an 8-inch length of inch and a half diameter square tubing or square pipe, if you will. And then that comes out to 200 mil by 72 mil, thereabouts or roughly. I'm going to be putting this under the Flypress and crushing this down. I will say that you can do this, by the way, you could do this with a flatter on top and striking at the anvil. It's a little bit, it takes a little longer to do it by hand, but you can do this by yourself at home. I just wanted to play around with the Flypress a bit, so that's what we're going to do today. I also have two pieces that are 6 inches long by 1.5 inches or 150 mil by 72 mil pipe here, and that will give us a nice little three-tier sort of candle holder set. You know, could be a nice centerpiece for someone. So without further ado, I'm going to light the forge. I'll be working in the gas forge, so it'll be quite loud today. But I want to light the forge, get these in there, and we'll start crushing some pipe and having a little bit of fun. Okay everyone, as you can see, squashing pipe can be quite a bit of fun. Now you may be thinking to yourself, man, those are kind of ugly looking. What are you going to do with them? These are meant to be kind of ugly looking. They're meant to just collapse however you would like them to at random. The reason for these collapsing at random and why that's a good thing is it makes it look like the pipe has just melted down, right? And that's kind of what I was going for. And that's a pretty standard thing that you'll find in a lot of this like collapsed pipe work, if you will. So that's what we were after to begin with. Now to add some more mass to these so they don't flip over, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stuff these now with some odd ends, bits, and pieces of steel, okay? So instead of this being a big hollow in here, and it could be a lot lighter weight, I'm actually going to fill this up now with chunks of steel. And by filling this up with chunks of steel, I ensure that I add extra mass to the bottom of these pieces here, which is what I need. I need to have the extra mass in the bottom, so this way any chance of it falling over with a candle in it is basically muted. Now if you weld these to a plate, or if you weld a flat plate to the bottom, and then you could always take and fill them with something like a bit of tin. You could fill them up with some tin all the way up until the point where you would have the candle, and that would make these super heavy and you get these really interesting structures. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get these welded up. I've got my collapsed pipes already kind of cleaned up a little bit to make a weld on these. So I'm going to put on my hood here, and we'll start welding up the bottoms here. The big key when doing this, you want to make sure that you're welding on the filler material and not putting all your heat directly on the pipe, because you can end up blowing through that pipe wall. So just be cautious when you're doing this to try to get your filler material all piling up in the center, and then slowly let that work out into the rest of the pipe. Also, the other thing I like to do in this is I like to let this cool down to a degree. Don't just go wire like crazy in here, because if you do put a ton of stick or a lot of stick electrode or things, you're going to heat that pipe up, and it's going to be a lot easier for it to blow through then. All right, so our first one is done. That adds a ton of weight to the bottom of this thing, which is good. That's what we needed. We needed this thing to have a ton of weight in the bottom of it, and then we can grind that off nice and flush and throw it back in the forge fire. So that's basically it. That's what I have to do for the next. That's what I have to do for the next couple. So I'm going to get those done. I'll get the bottoms ground off, and I'll see you back over the forge, and then we will do the final finish. We'll do the final finish work on these bad boys. Okay, so we've got this all nicely scaled up. I'm going to go ahead and lock it in my vise lengthways like this. I'm not going to do too much crimping down on it, just enough to hold it in position. And then while it's hot, or at this temperature, and it has just dropped down below the scaling heat, which is about the color you see here where it's not going to put on any more scale, I'm going to take a wire wheel on an angle grinder and I'm going to go ahead and wire wheel this real quick. It's going to give it a really nice look. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, now while it's clamped up in the vise, I'm going to go ahead and apply some beeswax to it. Now I'm going to do this on all of them, all the same. This will help darken out that finish a little bit. It'll give it a really nice finish all together. So I'm actually going to do this for every last one of these candlestick holders. That wax should provide a really nice finish on this piece. That should last quite a while. And it darkens it up nicely. We'll let that cool down just a bit more, and then I will go ahead and rub a little bit more wax on here. Hopefully you all can see this really, really well. Rub a little bit more wax on there. There we go, that's the ticket. Once it stops flaming off, then you can really get that wax on there and make it look nice. If you don't have beeswax, candle wax will do well on this as well. The reason for doing the hot wire wheel finish on here is it's just like the brush. It's just like as if you had a regular hand brush, but it's more expedient. So it really gives it a sheen, a really nice sheen to it. And so that's why I recommend it. I recommend the wire brush over just using like a wire wheel over using just a wire brush on this to finish it off, because it really gets down them nooks and crannies and gives everything a really good sheen to it. So as you can see, that looks really, really good. If you have a whole bunch extra on this, you can always wipe it back down. It's also good if you put a little bit of wax on the inside, but usually that's going to take care of itself with candles melting, down in there. That'll end up taking care of itself. But there you go. That is one finished candle holder. I'll put up a finished video clip here at the end of this video with all three of them together so you guys can see how they turned out. Let me know what you thought in the comment section of this video, and what you like or dislike about this style of ironwork. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. This is more of a contemporary or more of a modernistic approach to a candlestick holder. It's a lot of fun nonetheless. Depending on what you think about it, it's still a lot of fun to crush some pipe and make some products anyhow. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you to all of my channel members that make video content like this possible. And thank you to all of you viewers out there as well. I just really can't thank you enough for just watching my channel. And if you enjoyed it, hit that like button and the subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. So that's it for today. God bless you, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.